What it is, what it do. I'm A1, this is the Division, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you 8 different ways to get high-end gear. Now before I show you the 8 different ways that I know of to get high-end gear, I do want to quickly mention that if there is a method that I don't mention in this video, like say for instance you are able to get high-end gear from Dark Zone chests, which I've never seen personally, or if they come out with a new update or expansion pack that introduces a new way to get high-end gear, be sure to let us know in the comments because I'm only going to be going over the ways that I know of to get high-end gear, which you should be able to see on your screen now. So yeah, if there's any other methods that I don't mention, be sure to let us know in the comments. Anyways, the first method for getting high-end gear, which is one I haven't really used that much myself, is to farm the General Assembly mission, which is the very last mission you have to do. It's the helicopter mission. I know a lot of people are saying only one person can get it from your group, but the first time I played the General Assembly mission, I was playing with one other person, and we both got a high-end weapon blueprint. So I'm assuming that at least one person should get a piece of high-end gear. And like I mentioned, it's not really guaranteed that you're going to get a piece of high-end gear. So I don't really recommend using this method, but I did want to mention it because I did get a piece of high-end gear from playing this mission. The next method we're going to go over is the Dark Zone method, and there's 3 different ways you can get high-end gear in the Dark Zone. The first way you can get high-end gear is from the vendors in the safe room inside the Dark Zone, but you will have to have a Dark Zone level of 50 in order to purchase these high-end items from the vendor inside the Dark Zone. And the currency used to purchase these high-end items is the Dark Zone currency. And the way you can get the Dark Zone currency is by walking over the dead bodies of the people that you killed while in the Dark Zone. The second way you can get high-end items from the Dark Zone is by killing the elite enemy bosses at the different landmarks located inside the Dark Zone. In my personal experience, I got probably one piece of high-end gear for every 20 to 30 bosses that I killed. But there is a way you can increase your chances of getting high-end loot to drop, and the way you can increase your chances is by equipping gear that has the scavenging perk. So the more gear that you have that does have the scavenging perk, the more likely it is you're going to get some high-end loot to drop from one of the bosses that are inside the Dark Zone. And the bosses are the ones that have the names above them. So if you see any enemy that has a name like, I believe I saw one that was named like Drop Kick. But if you see an AI enemy that has a name above his head, that means that he's the boss. And he's the one that's going to be able to drop some high-end loot. Another good reason to kill the bosses in the Dark Zone is that they give you Phoenix credits. And I believe they drop somewhere between 1 and 5 Phoenix credits for every boss. And those Phoenix credits, which I'll show a little bit later, can be used to purchase high-end gear at your base of operations. So not only can you get high-end gear to drop from the bosses, but you also be able to get Phoenix credits from the bosses, which can be used to purchase high-end gear at your base. And the third way you can get high-end gear in the Dark Zone is by killing other players. As you can see here in this video, we were hunting down a rogue agent, and as soon as we killed him, you can see a little yellow beam of light come from where he died, which means he dropped a piece of high-end loot. So those are the 3 different ways you can get high-end loot from the Dark Zone. The next method I'm going to go over is the method that involves the daily missions. Every day there's going to be 3 daily missions you can complete. 2 of them you'll have to complete on hard mode, and when you complete those 2, you'll get some more Phoenix credits, which can again be used to purchase high-end loot at your base of operations. And for the 3rd daily mission, which is the challenging mission, not only will you be able to get some more Phoenix credits, even more than you got from the hard daily missions, but once you've completed the daily challenging mission, you'll get a guaranteed high-end loot drop after completing that mission. I've completed the daily challenging missions for the past 2 days, and I got a piece of high-end loot both times that I did it. So I would definitely recommend that you do your daily missions, and not just the challenging daily mission, but you also want to do your hard daily missions so you can get those Phoenix credits. Anyways, the last 3 methods for getting high-end loot are going to be located at the base of operations. So the first place you can get high-end loot in your base of operations is the security wing. Once you unlock the armory, you'll have access to the advanced weapons vendor, which you can see here on your screen right now. And he's going to be selling high-end gear for regular credits, and they're quite expensive. So if you want to try to buy some high-end gear from the advanced weapon vendor, you're definitely going to have to try to farm some regular credits. And for me personally, I like to get credits by farming superiors in the dark zone and then selling those superiors to any vendor, and you can make a lot of money that way. But yeah, you will need a lot of regular credits in order to purchase these high-end items from this vendor. The second place you can get high-end loot at the base of operations is in the tech wing, and I believe you have to be a level 30 in order to have access to this vendor. But if you go in the tech wing, go up the stairs, you'll see this special gear vendor. And if you look through the items he has for sale, you'll see that not only does he sell weapons and gear, but he also sells blueprints. But he's not going to be selling these high-end items for regular credits. Instead, he's going to be selling these high-end items for Phoenix credits, which is why I recommend you try killing as many bosses in the Dark Zone as you can to build up those Phoenix credits. And you can also do the daily missions every day to get as many credits as you can. You can also get some Phoenix credits from the Ubisoft Club Rewards store, but you'll only be able to get like 30 of them. So try to do your daily missions and try to kill some bosses in the Dark Zone to get those Phoenix credits. And the last way that I know of to get high-end loot is to craft it at the base of operations. So if you get blueprints to drop from enemies in the Dark Zone, or if you purchase blueprints from the special gear vendor in the tech wing, you can take those blueprints to the crafting table and craft your very own piece of high-end gear. So yeah, those are all the different ways that I know of to get high-end loot in the Division. You can get it from the General Assembly mission, which is not the method I would recommend. You can also get it from the Dark Zone from either the vendors when you turn level 50 in the Dark Zone. You can also get it from the enemy bosses, and you'll have a better chance of getting it to drop from the enemy bosses if you have the scavenging perk. And you can also get it from killing other players. You'll also be able to get a piece of high-end gear from doing your daily challenging mission. And remember, you also want to do your other 2 daily missions so you can get those Phoenix credits. And the last 3 ways you can get high-end loot is at your base of operations, whether it's the advanced weapon vendor, special gear vendor, or crafting it yourself. So those are the 8 different ways that I know of to get high-end loot in the Division. Again, if there's any other ways that I didn't mention, be sure to let us know in the comments. Anyways, that'll do it for this video. If you enjoyed it or found it useful, don't forget to do what you do. I'm A1. Thanks for watching.